Chilling, man. Another day, another dollar.
Yes,
Another
sir. Yes, sir.
fun, another live.
Yes, sir.
What's
Back at it
going on,
again.
everybody? What's up? My bad, man. Getting ahead of myself
Nah, man, it's all good, brother. It's all good.
already. What's going on, Terrence? What's going on, everybody? Give it a minute. Let everybody fall in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
What's going on,
Sven.
Sven?
All right. What's going on? What's going on? Everybody go ahead and pile in. Give us your scent of the day. And
Yeah,
if you're
drop those
sipping on
cents of the
something,
day.
go ahead and let
Absolutely.
us know what that is.
Drop those cents of the day and make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Please
Please,
do that
please,
favor. Hit the
please.
thumbs up button for us.
Yeah, man. So how was your day, Jay?
Hey, man, my days, brother, they're always interesting, man. Never a dull day in the day of real estate, brother. Never a dull day, man.
I would
Just
say,
today,
tell me.
just kind of took it a little easier today, man, since I was up late last night. So, just kind of took it a little bit
What?
easier today. But at the end of the day, man, in this business, brother, you never really truly have an off day. So it's always something. With clients calling, lenders calling, I mean, it's always something, man. So, you know, but you just gotta, find that balance in between it all. So
Most definitely, most definitely, man. I
yeah,
tell you
man.
what. What was it? It's been a long day for your boy as well, man. It's been long. You already know.
Yeah.
Left work where I was and came up here, did some things, and man, also started off by man. When the parents get older, you got to help out around the house. So, hey, went over to my mom's, my father's, and did some sidewalk scrubbing. Crazy.
Hey, man. Hey,
Hey, I
man.
never take for granted what these people do. Hey, they deserve every penny and then some. Those that do this city stuff, hey, much love to them, man. Much love to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ah,
Looks
okay.
like
Look here. We got Mr. Clark in the building. All right.
center of the day for Mr. Clark is says collage for wood.
So,
Okay. Not familiar with that one. Sven's center of the day is looks like blockade from what's that? Mind games. Yeah. Yeah, little mango Aventus feel right there.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Smelling over
One
there
of one
smelling
of the
good.
best ones. Yeah, one of their better. One of their better sellers from the house. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a great summertime spring scent, man. So can't go wrong with blockade, brother. Can't go wrong with that one.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, man. Today we have a special guest for y'all, man. Today we have a gentleman that has been making his way through the community. I know plenty of y'all have seen him on Ross's live. Um, real good guy. Very open. We reached out to him. He was more than willing to assist us with the live and whatnot, talk about the house and everything. And we are just overly appreciative for it.
Absolutely.
Definitely plan on getting into that soon. Jay, I see you raising your glass, man. What are you sipping on?
Hey man, just taking a little light today, man. Just a little bit of sangria today, man. So just taking a little light today. Didn't want to go anything too heavy, so something nice, cool and refreshing. So sangria, you can never go wrong with that.
Got you, got you, got you. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, y'all, man. As you know, last week we brought you the house of Nazar fragrances, or should I say Nazar parfums, and great brother. As y'all got to meet him, very active in the community out there in North Carolina. But today we have a gentleman by the name of Michael, who is not just he's the CEO and I think co-owner of the House of Day Three, y'all. If you have not gotten into it, we're going to go ahead and sample some of his fragrances. The ones we're going to resample, shall I say, re-dive into the house because I know me and Jay, we've already gone through the gone
Yeah,
through the discovery set a couple of times, made a couple of purchases.
yeah, absolutely, man. I'm excited, man. Seriously, like I've been a fan of his work for quite some time. Since I heard about him through Ross, and got a discovery set. And man, honestly, man, I mean, it's everything that I smell from the house, man, has absolutely been some stellar work, man. I'm not just saying that, but really, really, really good house, man. And the way that he goes about doing things, man, he's top notch, man, top notch. In a way, from customer service down to the way that he does business in regards to his discovery sets and things like that, um, and actually offering a gift card, like a discount code, basically for the price of what you paid for the discovery set. So basically, you use that money to go towards a full bottle, and he's got great prices. It's
Very
a
good.
win-win all the way around, man. It's a win-win all the way around. You're getting some great quality fragrances at a really good price. And I suggest, that you get your nose on them if you have it. Get your nose on them. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to him. I'm really excited to talk to him and get, some more information in regards to, his journey, in the world of
Sure.
perfumery. So looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, y'all. I'm telling you, got a couple of 50 mils myself. Plan on getting another one, another couple. You know, and I'm telling you, 50 mils, very affordable. He got the TLTG 20 with the Ross, with Ross's little code that he has through there. I think it's still available. I'm not sure. Gotta ask him. But also, like you said, you got the 35 or the 30% off. Is it, Jay?
Well, it's a dollar amount that
Dollars?
he'll give
Yeah,
you.
30.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
like $35 off or
Right.
whatnot.
Right,
So yeah,
off the purchase of a full bottle. So I mean, you're still getting a full bottle of if you get the 50 mil. I mean, you're coming in, probably around about 120,
yeah,
115,
yeah.
120 somewhere in there, man. I mean, it's a
Well, for
great
the
price,
50,
man.
you're at the $100 limit. You're right at $100 now, but you better get it now because the way these things are selling and as good as they are, I can only
Yeah,
imagine that the price is gonna jump up. Today's price will not be tomorrow's price for sure because there's
absolutely,
a really good juice in those bottles. Let me tell
absolutely,
you
man.
what, we're gonna go ahead. We're not gonna take it any further. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring up the man. Give me 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and bring him up to the camera. All right, here we go. What's going on, Mike?
What's happening, guys? How are you?
Mike, how are you?
Good, good,
It's good to
man.
be here.
Good to
I don't
see you,
know if you
brother.
can hear us talking in the back chat and whatnot, but man, it's great to have you in here, man. We've been hyping up your fragrances, but hype's not needed.
Thank
Just
you.
get the discovery set. You'll see for yourself. No hype necessary.
Right. The work speaks for itself. The work speaks for itself. I mean, Day Three Fragrances has definitely earned its proper space, here in this fragrance community. So
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, great work, great work, great work.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the reason why we do that discovery kit the way that we do is because, we want people to try it on their skin first and just fall in love with it. So instead of taking our word for it, when we could tell you all day long that it's great, but when you get yourself a discovery set and actually try it, wear it out, then you don't have to worry about relying on somebody's you saw an influencer talking about it or you read a review. We want you to try it for yourself and fall in love with it.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Well, man, hey, look, we want to do a deep dive into it, pause, everybody, but we want to get deep into understanding the house. First and foremost, tell us what brought about your want to become a perfumer or own your own perfume or whatnot. What brought that about?
Well, for probably like 20 years, I was a magician. I was an award-winning close-up magician. I travel all over the world doing magic for big companies and the coolest spots. And I had a trick that I was using somebody on stage with me, and at the end of the trick, I wanted a way to thank them for being on stage helping me with the trick. So, what I would do is I would take a cocktail napkin and I would fold it into a paper rose, and then I would give it to my spectator as a way of saying thank you for helping me on stage. And it was kind of funny because every time she would take the rose, she would smell it, and the joke became, Like, I'm sorry, it just smells like a napkin. Like it doesn't smell like a real flower, you know? But then I
Yeah.
started to think, and I was like, you know what would be amazing is if when she smelled that napkin, if it smelled like her favorite flower, because she would melt. I mean, the audience would be crushed. And so I worked out a way to do that. But of course, I needed to come up with a way of making a napkin smell like a flower. And it wasn't just one flower. I had to be able to make it smell like whatever flower she was thinking of, you know? So that started my hobby with perfumery, like getting into it. And whenever I needed a break thinking about magic, like if magic was stressing me out or if there was a problem I couldn't solve, you know, in my magic business, I would revert to taking some time to sit down with perfumery, kind of using it like a meditation, like a break, you know what I mean, from real life. And then when COVID happened, I couldn't perform anywhere because everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So my daughter was like 12 years old at the time, and she's sitting around. She's got a paper strip and one of the perfume bottles I had here. And she said, "You know what, Dad? You should sell these." And I told her I was all the reasons why you can't do something like that. You know, it's not practical. I was like, we don't have any money. We don't have any industry connections. Like, we don't have the means to do it.
Right.
And she said, I told her, I said, we can't compete in this market. And she said, why do you have to compete? She said, what if someone just wanted to buy this bottle? Would you sell it to them? And I said, yeah. She said, well, just do that. And so my wife and I prayed about it, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna start a fragrance house, and here we are.
That is
Wow.
mm,
Kind of an
Wow.
unusual story, but
very, very, to say the least. You know,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, with the first fragrance that you created, Michael, which fragrance was that? Is that one that's here in your discovery set? It was like your very first one that you created?
yeah. So we launched with Del Mar and Midnight Whisper. Those were like the two that I had created previously, and so when it was time to launch a house, you know, we launched with those first.
Okay.
And then the next one to come out after that was La Tacita de Cafe, which is one of our award winners.
Yeah. Hey,
That's a
Jay,
good one.
that La Tacita is definitely good. I love that coffee note. But Del Mar is probably my favorite, even though I haven't gotten it yet. It was supposed to be my first purchase, but you know, I was influenced by somebody to go ahead and go with Bonnie first, and I'm not gonna say any
That's not a
names,
bad
Jay.
choice.
Well, you can blame it on me, man, because for me, Bonnie is like that's my favorite. Out of all of them, I mean, I love that one. Downtown Deja Vu is great. Del Mar is great. Um, Philosophia is great. Man, I mean, I can just start naming down the list, because it's just so many that I enjoy. It's really hard to say, like, okay, this is an absolute like favorite. It was tough, for me to say, okay, which one am I going to commit to as my first bottle? And the reason I chose Bonnie was because, I live in Florida, so it's
Mhm.
almost tropical weather all year. I
Yeah.
didn't really have a lot of like something that's really, tropical, and I just really have that beautiful mango.
Mhm.
And I was like, Bonnie has to be my first one because it's something unique. It's something different. It's something that, I don't have, within my fragrance collection of over 150 some odd bottles. So for me, I needed something that was different. And that Bonnie absolutely gave it to me, man. And I love it. I love it.
It is definitely a great scene. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I know. I was just gonna say we get that a lot, where we'll ask somebody, what was your favorite from the set, and then they list like six fragrances, and I'm not mad
Yeah,
at that. I love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, tell us. So according to the story, it sounds like your daughter was the first inspiration behind this. She was the pusher for this fragrance company or this idea that you had in mind. Correct?
Yeah, she really was, and she was young too. She was 12 years old, and kids say the darndest things, and she made me look at it a different way. I was convinced that there was no way we'd be able to do it. She kind of challenged me a little bit, at 12,
Yeah.
and like I said, my wife and I were praying about it, and after a while, I was like, you know what? I feel like God is leading us to start a fragrance house, and my wife told me, she's like, Mike, keep praying, because it's such a big thing, it's so expensive. And I did, man. I prayed on it, and I told her, I think God is calling us to start a fragrance house. And so it's funny because when you don't have any money, you can't buy any bottles, you can't buy any materials, and you don't know who to call because there's no industry connections. So I started to pray, like, you know what, I'll be obedient, God. I'll do what you want me to do, but you're going to have to open the doors because I don't have any means. Like, I don't have the means to start this. And it was only a couple months later we got nominated for an international award, and we went out to LA and we won the Art and Olfaction Golden Pair. And suddenly, like, blogs were calling us and influencers were calling us and magazines, and it just sort of took off. And that's what we're doing to this day, is we're just trying to stay faithful and just trying to stay obedient, and we're just being blessed right now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, with the award that you're speaking of, Michael, I'm not familiar with that award. I mean, in the world of fragrance and perfumery, how many other like fragrance houses and different brands were up for that same award that you won?
So there was 10 nominated, and we won the AFTEL award. So the way it works is, when you want to submit a perfume, you submit it, and then when they get it, they take it out of the bottle and they put it into a vial that just has a number on it. So it doesn't have your name, it doesn't have the name of your house, no one knows who the perfumer is. So these professional judges are getting these perfumes, it's just attached to a number, you know what I mean? So it's like anonymous judging. And they read the brief, so they read like what the perfume is about, and they smell the perfume, and they decide, okay, there's going to be 10 nominees. And then also there's something called the AFTEL award, which is like excellence in handmade perfumery. And so if you're in the Artisan Award and the judges decide like you should be like a winner, they send it off to another round of judges that judge for this AFTEL award. And so you go through like 2 rounds of judging, and again, it's anonymous. So my wife and I went to the awards because it was going to be fun. Like, we live in Arizona and the awards are in LA. So we were like, well, we could just drive out there and just have a good time. We were convinced that we weren't going to win, you know what I mean? Because nobody knows who we are. Like, we're just some tiny house. And so we went out there and they named the winner of the Artisan Award, and it wasn't us. And we were like, oh, cool. That's good, because we don't have to be stressed out anymore. Now we can just enjoy the party. Like, at least we know we didn't win. And then they announced that there was going to be an AFTEL award winner, and then they presented us with the AFTEL award, and we were just, man, we were blown away. I still don't remember giving the speech. Like, I was just dazed, it was just wild.
Yeah.
But the Art and Olfaction Awards are really, really cool because they're like the Oscars of perfumery. They're judged blind, and they're judged by real perfumers and real critics. I mean, so these are like pros that are judging this. And when you win a Golden Pair, it's special. And we won it like right as we launched. And so it was just a tremendous blessing for us. Like, it really helped to put us on that path to get to where we're at now.
And let me ask this, the fragrance that you submitted, because it's like you only submitted one, right?
Yeah.
The fragrance you submitted was which one?
La Tacita de Café. Yeah, that's our
I hope y'all are listening, man. You get that discovery set, you got to go try it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful fragrance. I mean, because when I first smelled it, I mean, it kind of gave me the olfactory experience of like a coffee con leche.
Yeah.
Is what I got from it. And I'm familiar with that because my wife is from the Dominican Republic. So yeah, so I'm familiar with Dominican culture.
Dominican Republic too, so that's something we have in common.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with Dominican culture, so it's just like smelling that, I'm like, dang, that just smells like when my wife will make some coffee con leche, and she'll have that, and maybe some bread, some crackers, or whatever, and that's just what they do in Dominican culture. So I mean, it just captured the essence of the culture and what they in that coffee that they make.
Well, you have a good nose. I mean, you nailed it, because that was the inspiration for the fragrance. Is like, I don't have a relationship with my mom, and when I met my wife, you know how Dominican families are. They're just very like the whole culture is family oriented, you know.
Right.
So when I started coming around the house, her mom really kind of adopted me into the family, and that became my mom. And whenever we would go over, she would serve us a cup of coffee with some brown sugar, slice of Dominican cake. And I started to associate, like every time we'd go over and this would happen, I'd start to associate these smells with the smell of like having a mom again. You know, like for me, that's
Yeah.
the smell of a mother's love. And so I told my wife, I said, you know, I want to do a fragrance for your mom. And so we made the coffee accord to match her coffee, like precisely. We would bring the strips over her house, and we would build the accord to match like the smells from her house. And when we put it all together, I gave her the first bottle, and I said, "This is for you, and I want you to name it because this fragrance was built, you know, for you." And so after a couple of weeks, she got back to us and she said, whenever I spray this, I feel like I'm sitting with my little cup of coffee. And so we named it La Tacita de Café, which is little cup of coffee.
Wow.
Yep.
That's an amazing story. Like seriously, that's an amazing story on how, you know, this fragrance, you know, was brought to life. And you can literally, I was like, seriously, like I can identify with it because, you know, I understand the culture. So it's like, man, you know, it's perfection for what that inspiration came from. Like it is literally perfection for that.
Thank you.
Wow. Now, does your wife help you in regards to creating these fragrances, or does she
My
have a
wife,
creative point
my
in that
wife
as well?
owns, yeah, she owns the company. She runs the entire business. Like the only reason that I can do what I do is because my wife works so hard. Like, I mean, everything from purchase orders to, you know, handwriting thank you notes, getting everything sent out. Like she's just nonstop hustle, just morning, noon, and night.
Wow. But and that's great, you know, that you have, you know, the support of your wife, you know, and that she's so involved and hands on. I mean, that definitely, you know, makes it easier for you to do what it is that you do. And, you know, it definitely gives you, you know, more of that push, you know, to keep going and to keep doing, you know, doing your thing, Michael. I mean, you guys have some amazing, amazing product. Amazing
Thank you.
product.
Yeah, there would be no day three without her for sure.
Wow. And where did the name Day Three come from?
So
Yeah.
in the Bible, God is creating everything in 6 days, right? And on day three, He created everything that smells good. So on day three, God creates everything that comes out of the ground. That's your fruits, your florals, your greens, your woods, your resins, your spices. So we thought, you know, what a great name for a perfume company.
It
Yeah.
fits. Yeah.
That's great. That's good. A little biblical history on there. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, we want to take all of these ingredients that we consider gifts, you know what I mean? Some of
Yeah.
these smells are just gorgeous. They're beautiful. You know, you smell like a rose to my absolute or a jasmine absolute. It just sends chills up your spine. And we just wanted a way of like honoring those gifts that we were given and just put them together in the most beautiful ways and you know, really just give people the best.
And you're definitely doing that. I mean, you are definitely doing that, Michael. Wow, man. I mean, James, let's kind of get into a couple of these fragrances, man. You know, I think
Well,
we should,
okay.
you know, start discussing a few of these
Real quick
fragrances, but
before we
let's kind
do.
of go to the chat and see what's going on in the chat.
All right. We got Laura who popped in. What's going on, Laura?
How you doing, Laura?
She's one of the ladies that we've collabed with on a previous video. Man,
Yeah.
what else we
Yeah,
got?
she's got some great content. She's got some great content. She has a great nose for fragrance. Absolutely, 100%
Yeah.
great nose.
Nice.
We got several guys in the chat that bought your discovery sets, man. They seem to be really enjoying it. Our boy Eric Kroom, what's going on, Eric? Got that Mason Crivelli, Tuberose Australia or Austral. Yeah, man, that's
Hmm.
what people said. He sent me a decan. It's great. It is great. Trying to get him a discovery set. We have a gentleman. I just popped his name up, Terrence Senior. He bought two discovery sets. Got one for him, and then got one for another reviewer, a young reviewer that pops in and out as well. Tazo, the reviewer, and so he posted it today, and he was beginning to enjoy your fragrances too.
Nice.
So the line is it's been catching wind, but it's still it's still catching wind. It's still moving, man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
just to kind of like show you guys something here really quick, in regards to the discovery sets, they come in a nice box here.
Yeah.
It's got the information on the brand on the sticker on the back here, and then it has like a little drawer you pull open, and like Michael was saying earlier, the attention to detail that they will handwrite a thank you.
What's your name?
And not only do they put this in your discovery set, but they also put that on your full, when you buy a full bottle, they also take the time to handwrite a thank you.
Yeah, every order,
Brands
every.
aren't doing this. This just lets you know the personalization that goes into, what it is that they're doing, and the customer service, you guys, like, this is phenomenal. This it means a lot to me, to
Yeah.
know that, you're taking the time out to say thank you, and you just put your name here, and and you sign this. Like, this is just amazing.
Yep.
And you get quite a few. I want to say is it 9
Yep.
total?
Uh,
Yeah, you get
yeah.
9 total in the discovery set, and that's a lot. And for the price of what you're paying, they're just basically giving this away, you guys, for free. I mean, they're basically giving this to you for free. I
For the price
mean,
we pay, for sure. For the price
yeah,
we pay for other stuff, for sure.
yeah. I mean, and the fact that you're giving this money right back, towards the purchase of a full bottle. I mean, what inspired you to even do that? To say, okay, let me, because just the packaging alone and just the fragrance, I mean, it's worth more than what you're charging for it.
Yeah, yeah, it is. We don't really have a marketing budget, and we don't have a big name. It's not like we're like a Parfums de Marley or something where when we release something, people are just going to beat down our doors trying to get it. So we understand that we're in the position where if we're going to earn a sale, like if we're going to earn your business, we have to knock your socks off. Like we have to blow you away with our product. And so like our philosophy is we want to make it as easy as possible to get discovery sets into people's hands so that they can actually try it for themselves. So you don't have to listen to like hype. You don't have to listen to somebody else tell you about it. Like you can try it and just know that it fits for you so that when you buy a bottle, like it's going to be a bottle that you're going to use. Like we want you to come back over and over again because you're blown away with the quality and the ingredients and the way that it lasts on your skin, instead of just trying to make like small sales here and there where it's like someone convinced you to buy a bottle. We don't want to do that, because it's, we're in it for the long run, like we want longevity in this industry. And the only way of doing that is to be really authentic and genuine. And the best way to do that is just put the fragrance in the people's hands and say, here, you try it,
For sure.
And then as far as like the thank you card, that's really important to us too, because we're a family business. We're 100% artisan. So I formulate all the fragrance, and then I can't show you because the way the camera's set up, but we've got a full compounding lab here, and so we compound every fragrance right here in the lab. We dilute it, we macerate it, we mature it right here in these coolers behind me, and then we ship it from the lab. So when you purchase a bottle, the only person that's ever touched that bottle is myself or my wife. Like you're getting a piece of our like family culture and like in our personal work. And we want people to know like that we appreciate them. So every order that goes out, every time we stop and we actually write a handwritten thank you note so that you understand that like you're getting something from a real person, like you're buying an actual piece of art from a real family, and that we actually care.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love
And
that.
for me, like, my next bottle that I'm really leaning at purchasing is one I want to talk about first, and that's going to be Philosophia.
Okay.
Just kind of give us a backstory in regards to this particular fragrance. Give us a backstory on Philosophia.
Yeah. So, I was just telling you about how hard my wife works, and, we're here in the lab, but our lab is actually in our home. So what happens is from the time we wake up, we run into the lab, we start working, and then it's very tempting to just work all day. But we do have times where we shut off all the technology and we'll go out back and we can see the stars. We light up a cigar and we just talk about life and philosophy and all of that stuff. And I wanted to do something that sort of honors that moment. So we actually used all the notes from the cigar that we actually smoke as a family. We smoke the Ashton VSG. It's like our favorite. And so we created a fragrance that matches that cigar. In fact, at Scent Explorer, we brought the actual Ashton cigars and we put them out on display. And we were telling people, like, smell the cigar and then smell the fragrance. And we ended up selling out at Scent Explorer. But yeah, it's a pretty true to life Ashton VSG Accord that's in there.
I mean, I've never smelled an Ashton VSG before in my life. I've never smelled one, but this is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I've got a couple of friends that go to the little smoke lounge, the cigar bars and whatnot, and it's actually come up a couple of times. But this really does smell. This truly smells like a couple of cigars. Because the funny thing is, you get the smokiness, but that sweet. I'm looking on here and I see where you have the vanilla and the chocolate, and that's one of the things on some of the better cigars. They always have like a chocolatey touch in the smoke, and it smells, definitely
yeah.
good. Definitely.
So on the cigar, the way that the wrapper is dried, it takes on a very like chocolatey feel to the wrapper, and so we wanted to use a chocolate note in there to sort of, to make it more real life. And because of the chocolate and the vanilla and the hazelnut that we brought in, it's like borderline gourmand, like it's almost gourmand, but not quite. And so what we found is that a lot of women that were afraid to try it because they thought it would be too masculine, like a cigar, like fragrance, ended up trying it and falling in love with it. And so like 50% of the people that buy this fragrance are women, which kind of surprised us. But yeah, it's sexy on whoever.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, that leather note is what really makes it more like the cigar bar, because it's a little rough edge to it at the same time. And so it kind of balances out the sweetness, gives it a little edge, and that's really what I'm picking up for the most part. That has it really smelling like one of the cigars we smoke. Seriously.
But it's really smooth, because I was thinking maybe like a suede or something. Because it's not like to my nose, it's not a rough like Tuscan leather type of leather. Right. I mean, it's kind of like a luxury car type leather. It's not an abrasive leather at all. That's why I was saying it's just kind of smooth to me. It's
very soft. It's very subtle. In fact, we almost didn't put leather as a note because we weren't sure if anyone would be able to really like pick up on it. But as soon as we started like letting people try it, as soon as we were like sending out pre-orders, people were going, "Oh my god, that's a gorgeous leather note." And I said, "Oh, okay." They're actually getting the leather note in there, so we listed it as a note, but I almost didn't.
Yeah,
the leather,
I mean, this is
stronger on
beautiful.
skin. That's the thing that it is. On the paper, doesn't do it justice. But I gave this a day's wear, Jay, at the office, and the leather picks up on my skin a lot more. So you know what I'm saying. So that's the only thing that I remember about it.
Yeah, because this chocolate and the tobacco with that leather, I mean, this is beautiful. It is truly beautiful, and I can understand by reading the note breakdown why women would maybe kind of like, okay, tobacco, leather, like, okay, this isn't for women. Ladies, you can totally wear this 100%. It's extremely, extremely unisex. It's a sexy, sexy, sexy fragrance. And the vanilla, I mean, this is beautiful. That's why I'm saying this is probably going to be my next purchase. Is going to be this bottle of Philosophia.
I will tell you this, Jay. You know how you said it was smooth? I forgot. I'm looking on here. I just pulled it up and whatnot. It has a note of cashmere in there.
Oh, okay. So that's probably what's smoothing it out, is that cashmere.
If you put it on skin, that leather and that chocolate come out real quick.
I'm about to go on skin now.
Hit your nose real quick. What's going on, Tazo?
It's a lot different on skin, but it's still giving you that same smoothness. It's still giving you the same sexiness. Yeah. This is going to be my next purchase. Yeah, 100%.
I love a good fragrance that I can take to a cigar lounge, or one that smells like to a cigar lounge. I was telling Jay that's why I got into the house of Serge Lutens, because a lot of their fragrances, are those deep, dark tobacco, deep spices and whatnot that you would typically want to smell in a cigar lounge or something where there might be a heavy note of where you're smoking for sure. So, and you'll still get noticed in a good way. So I like that philosophy. It is definitely a banger.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, I can't express, like, seriously, guys, like, with the way that, he does his fragrances, like, you can smell the quality. You can smell the quality of the oils in which he uses. Like, there's nothing that smells harsh, when you spray it and you put it to your nose. You don't get that alcohol burn sometimes that, some fragrances will give you.
Mhm.
But it's just luxury from top to bottom. I mean, honestly, and if you were to take his fragrances and you put it in a bottle of, like, a fragrance du bois rose bottle, trust me, people will rant and rave, but it's just that good. And for the price, guys, seriously, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable work,
Yeah,
Michael.
we messed up on our prices pretty bad because uh, when we first started, we didn't know that we would get this much attention, and so we thought, okay, this would be a really good affordable price for a fragrance. But what we weren't like counting on, I didn't have the foresight to see, is that like retailers are hitting us up now, and they want to carry the product, and they say how much. And when I let them know what our wholesale cost is, they're really upset because we didn't really build enough. Like a margin. It's essentially, when you buy it from us, you're basically, it's like getting something for wholesale, because you're buying direct from the house that makes it. So eventually we'll have to bump the prices up just to keep the retailers really happy, so that we can start wholesaling to resellers. But for now, we want to do the best thing for our customer.
And I couldn't be mad at you if you raised your prices. To be honest with you, I couldn't be mad at you.
Could
I'd
not.
still purchase because it's definitely worth more money. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's definitely worth more money. And you're saying that retailers are reaching out. I mean, are you in any retail stores currently?
Yeah, man, there's this new store that just opened in Nashville, called The Refinery, and they're an amazing niche shop, and they're run by two people who are like fantastic niche heads. You know what I mean? And you go
Mhm.
into their shop, and their service is like amazing. Their shop is beautiful, and then we're in there. It's called The Refinery. It's in Nashville. We're in Absolute Fragrance. That's in Florida. And then a couple of other places around the world. We're in Budapest. We're in Dominican Republic, of course,
Nice.
Mexico.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
come on down to Dallas, man. Come on
Let's
down to Dallas.
go. I
We
want to
got
be
a
in
place
Dallas.
for you. I'm gonna send you their information, man.
All
I'm gonna
right.
send you their information. We had a couple of people that have come down here. I don't know if you know Luke Solomon, the Elemental.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know the brand. Yeah.
Yeah, the brand. Okay, so yeah, so he got one down here. Man, come on down to Dallas. I love to see you face to face.
All right.
And at the same time, hey, it'd be a great place because they actually do well at the Scent Room over here in Dallas, man. Got a lot of indie niche houses in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because even here in Central Florida, where I am, there's an independent niche
Mhm.
perfumery called La Jetée in downtown Orlando, and I definitely think that your work should be in their shop. To be honest with you, I'm not lying to you. It,
Awesome.
it's it's really worth it. It's really worth it. I may be there tomorrow. Matter of fact, I may be there tomorrow, and I might speak with them a little bit tomorrow. And I'll bring my discovery set so they can check some things out because a lot more people need to experience your work because it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
For sure, man. But hey, Mike, I'm just gonna say this though. Hold off on jumping those prices up for a little bit longer. I got a few more bottles to
All
get,
right.
okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Hey, give
Yeah.
me give me a little bit of time, all right? Give me a little bit of time. Money's tight right now, Mike.
Yeah.
Money's tight.
Right.
So we have a new release coming out, and that release is going to be priced at a little bit higher than what our other offerings are at. But that's also because it's being built with Rose de Mai Absolute and Jasmine Sambach Absolute, and so it's just like a very expensive formula to put together. But that's going to come out at 150, I think. So actually, within the niche world, it's actually still very inexpensive. But yeah, it'll come out at 150. It's on pre-order right now for 110. So if anyone wants to grab a bottle, I've been telling people don't do the pre-order. Like I really like when people try it out first. But there are some people who are just fans and they're just gonna want a bottle regardless. And so we do like a pre-order. So it's 110 if you want to get it on pre-order. I saw somebody asking about it. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, I was we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna kind of save it to the end. We're gonna go through what we had, what we can smell and enjoy with you. And then we're
so as long as Denny knows that I'm not going to forget about him, I promise I'll answer his question. I will.
For sure, because they were asking if it's a day scent. So we'll address that soon enough, Denny. We'll address it soon enough, man. But no, we're looking through the chat. Sorry, y'all. I'm not addressing you directly, but I'm pulling up your comments and whatnot so we can see and people can enjoy. So Mike can see how much the chat is enjoying your house, man. But no, like Jay said, definitely great. Jay, you got the next sip you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, next, let's talk about Downtown Deja Vu.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about Downtown Deja Vu.
This is I got this one, man. It's beautiful.
Did you guys know the inspiration behind that in Downtown? I don't know if you read it off the site or no.
I did, but when I look at the notes, it's crazy. I look at the notes and I'm just like, okay. It's funny because when you read it, you get an understanding, but then when you look at the notes and you smell it, it's like, okay, I see the notes, but it's like I don't fully explain it to us.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 43, and like when I was a teenager, like going to the mall was a thing. Like you would go with your friends and you would just hang out. That's what you did on the weekend.
Yeah.
And man, I just remember like that was just an experience. And I thought for fun, like let's do a perfume about the mall. So when it opens, there's like fruit smoothie accord in the top, almost like you're going to like a Jamba Juice or something like that. And then in the mid, there's cosmetic counter and fresh t-shirts. You know the smell when you buy a brand new fresh t-shirt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then in the base, we did cinnamon for Cinnabon, suede leather for Wilson's Leather, and a cotton candy accord for the arcade. And so we wanted to feel like when you spray it on, like you're walking through a shopping mall in the 90s. Just as sort of like a nostalgia, So it's a really modern perfume, actually, and it's really wearable. But if you know the story, it actually does feel like a 90s shopping mall.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely, now that you brought up the fresh T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
I can get that because I'm older than you, Michael. I mean, I'll be 50 years old in September, so I'm an old guy in this thing right now. So. I definitely understand hanging out in the mall.
You remember malls?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, those things actually existed. You know what I mean? Where you can actually go there, hang out. Yeah. Go to video arcades. There were no PlayStations and all that stuff going on then. They actually had music stores. Where you actually had to go to the store and you can actually buy music. People, it wasn't a download. It was actual music.
You didn't have to go to Amazon to buy everything. You could actually go to the mall.
Exactly. So yeah, I can definitely get that.
Called, y'all? When you go up there, it was like a 2-hour babysitter. Going to the mall. While my parents were over there in Macy's or Foley's, you'd be over there at Sound Warehouse. Before you buy the CD, you get to run through the whole CD and listen to the different tracks.
Yeah,
man, this is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie though. That strip, Jay. Yeah, I know. Jay likes to do it on strip because he's probably wearing something already. But as for me and mine. Man, look, on skin, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. You definitely get all three places of the mall that you were talking about. You get a feel for that. And the funny thing is, when you said white tea, all I could think about while I was smelling this, because I actually wore it at work. And man, look, I don't know how big you were or are into hip hop or whatnot, but there was a group back in the day, the Franchise Boys, and when they came out with that song in my white tee, and I was just smelling myself. I'd be sitting at the desk typing, and all of a sudden I'd just be sitting back. I'd be like, this really takes you back. It really does, though.
Damn, man, you got me wanting to go to the mall and just kind of kick it and just chill out for a little bit.
It's nuclear too, man. One spray of that, and that scent enters the room before you do. Like it's strong. It's powerful.
It is.
Man.
but it's so light too.
Yeah,
It's
it's
strong,
clean.
but
Yeah, it feels easy to
yeah,
wear.
yeah, man. Let me get back in here real quick, y'all. All right. We got Sensire in here. What's going on, man? He said he's got to make sure he buys a new release.
Before the
What's
price.
going on, my man?
Now, Mike, do you have an actual boutique in Arizona?
We don't. No, we are just online. Just day3fragrances.com. We travel around a lot. We do a lot of events, you know. So if you can catch us at like a Scent Explorer kind of thing, or you know, Pineapple Awards, or you know, Pineapple Festival, and you know that kind of thing. But otherwise, not just on the website.
Okay.
Y'all were at the Pineapple Festival that was just held.
Yep.
How'd y'all do?
We did good. Yeah, we won best fall fragrance for Philosophia, and I won perfumer of the year. And
nice.
I'm convinced somebody made a mistake because I didn't belong on that list. But
stop
it.
Yes,
happy.
You do, Mike. Yes, you do, man. Yes, you do.
I was very honored. Yeah, I was very honored.
I mean, they have people like Tomovici and whatnot. You'd be surprised, man. I smelled some Tomovicis, and they are really good. Two particular that really stand out for me. But I mean, I've smelled several houses, several indie niche houses, and honestly, these, you know, the thing about it is the creativity. You know, a lot of times people will think, well, is this just simply wearable? But the thing is that I don't know any scent in your collection that's not wearable, but it's just the creativity that's involved and the places it takes you. You know, a big thing that we started when we got on here, we created our channel and we started talking. We wanted to touch on the places and the things that fragrances take you to. You know, whether you're thinking of colors or music or places. You know what I'm saying? That's the enjoyable part about fragrances, where it'll take you mentally, you know?
Yeah.
And so smelling yours and smelling some of these other houses, that's where it becomes award winning, because just like you got a story for everyone, everybody has a unique story for their experience with the better fragrances. And that's the thing. And these definitely give you an experience and a story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, James, do you have one of your favorites that you like to talk about?
Sir, all I can say is which one. But no, we'll go ahead. So we've done Philosophia. You know, I was with you on that one. Of course, Downtown Deja Vu, so good I had to buy a 50 mil. But the one that I have yet to buy, that's going to be my next purchase, it was the first one I told you I enjoyed, Jay, Del Mar.
Del Mar. Yeah.
Del Mar is nice, man.
I tell you what, there's a fragrance.
It's so many toss-ups on this one.
Man, Jay, remember when we got the Brioni Intense?
Yeah.
I remember that specific blue note that they have in there.
Yeah.
There is a note in this that is so similar to it, and it's like a salty seawater blue. And oh my God, it puts me like I'm back a year ago when I went to not Cancun, to what's the other little resort spot out there in Mexico? It's not Cancun. Cabo. Oh man, it took me to Cabo, and I was just like waking up in the morning before we go get in line for breakfast, just sitting out on the beach for about 30 minutes or whatnot, soaking in the moment. It smells like Cabo on the beach. It really does.
This is, man, damn it, man.
Yeah, I did that one for me. I didn't even have any intentions of selling it. That was created before we launched Day 3 Fragrances, and so I did it for me to remind me of a vacation that we took to Del Mar, California. And you know, at the time, my wife and I were like super broke, like broke. We couldn't go anywhere. And my cousin went out to Del Mar and he got like an Airbnb. When he got out there, he called me and he was like, "Hey Mike, this Airbnb, it's bigger than we thought. You should get in the car and just take the kids." And I was like, "Nah, I don't know, you know, we're not packed or whatever." He's like, "Mike, just get in the car, take the kids." So I actually woke the kids up out of bed, got everybody in the car. We actually just drove over to California. And so it was really cool, you know, thinking that you're not going to have this family experience where you get to go on vacation and then just suddenly you're in it. And we were outside this beach house and I was talking to my cousin. We had just gotten there, and I was like, wow, who's wearing that perfume? Like, that perfume is beautiful. Like, somebody's wearing something awesome. And he was like, no, dude, that's not the perfume. He said, that's the ocean water. He's like, it's blowing through the jasmine bushes in the front yard. And man, it was so good. And so I created Del Mar just for myself, just to sort of replicate, that ocean breeze coming through a jasmine bush. So when you smell it, there's that jasmine floral, but it's not like you're sticking your face in the flower. It's like a breeze is almost like pushing it up to you. It's very light,
Man, this is beautiful. Like you get the beautiful like zestiness of lime. Is there like some spice up top?
A little bit of ginger, I think I saw.
There's a little tiny bit of ginger in there.
Yeah.
And definitely getting some coconut.
Definitely. And not the juicy one. It's almost like the coconut rind, is that right? Or the like
we just used some coconut to kind of like soften that jasmine so it didn't go too indolic and floral. So just to sort of balance it out, give it that beach vibe. So it actually does kind of feel like a beach,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the sand accord. That's interesting.
Yeah, we did that with musks too. That was a tough one, but it was important to the inspiration. And like I said, I was working on it for me not to release it, and so I took probably a good year and a half to get that musk accord down. But it was important to me because I wanted to remember that, I wanted to relive that memory. So
yeah, I mean, this definitely takes you on vacation. It definitely takes you on vacation. Like seriously, it definitely takes you on vacation with this. I mean, I see, linen shorts, nice, little linen shirt, you got your little sandals on and your toes out, and you're just enjoying the breeze and having a cocktail. This is a vacation in a bottle. Literally, it is a vacation in a bottle. Wow.
I wish I'd known about you, man. Last year, I probably would have emptied the bottle on that little 5-day trip we had. It was just me and the fellas out there in Cabo. Most of them are married. I think I was the only one that was single, but man, I'm telling you, this is a beautiful scent. Beautiful scent. My favorite. It should have been my first bot, with the exception of outside influences and whatnot. But trust me, this will be my next purchase. And then, of course, I'm gonna blind buy Warrior. I'm gonna blind buy the latest scent. So for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I found out the first day that that it was up for pre-order, I immediately went in and ordered it. I don't need to smell it because I know your work, and I already know that it's going to be phenomenal. I already know that.
Thank you.
And even yourself, you said that this one is going to be one that's going to be talked about.
This is going to be the one that puts us on the map, I think. It's just extremely, like, the DNA is very unique, and
right.
It's extremely sexy. Like, it's very, very sensual. It's another one where my mom was basically creative director of it. She was telling us about the birth of bachata in the Dominican Republic, and she was saying that when the music first came out, like when it was born, basically, it was outlawed on the island. You couldn't go anywhere and hear bachata or dance. And so the people that wanted to hear the music and dance, they had to wait till real late at night, and they would go down onto the beach. And she said we would dance until the sun came up, and when the sun came up, the rays from the sun would warm up the foliage on the beach, and the whole beach would like the air would just be like filled with this perfume of the greens and the guava. And so she started like naming all these things, and I could like smell, like, as she's speaking, like, I'm like, this has got to become a perfume. Like, we have to do this. So we tried to give it this feeling of like when it goes on and you first spray it, it's like dawn. It's like that cool, crisp air from like early morning. You get the greens and the fruitiness, but as the fragrance wears on, it gets extremely sexy. Like, bachata is a dance of passion, and you're dancing with your lover, you're close. There's sweat, there's intimacy, it's extremely sexy. And so we were able to bring together like both of those vibes. So as this dries down, it's like super easy to wear. It almost feels clean, like a detergent, but like underneath it, there's this sexiness man, just wait till you get your nose on it.
I can't wait. I mean, honestly, I can't wait. I kind of got a little, I kind of got teased a little bit because after I made the order, I got this notification saying, "Hey, your order's ready to ship." I'm like, "Yo, am I about to get it early?" but
Yeah,
I
they
know
go out
it's not going to ship until is it June
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 1st.
3rd, June
For
1st? Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're heading out to Budapest to one of our retailers out there, and we're gonna do this big launch party over in Europe, and but we're gonna have a lab assistant here back home that's ready to ship stuff out. So like June 1st, when it's ready to go, it'll ship. Now, if we have a lot of pre-orders, and she's just one person that's shipping these things out, so if we get a few hundred pre-orders, like it might be a day or two before it ships, but that's when we're gonna start shipping is June 1st.
good. I can't wait. I'm excited to get my nose on it. I mean, I'm excited because for those that because you talked about the bachata dance and how it's a sexy dance. Like for those that don't know, like bachata, yeah, you can get yourself in trouble dancing bachata if you're not careful.
Mhm.
Because it is a very, very close encounter dance, and with Dominican culture and just Latin culture in general. When they dance, it's sexy. That's just what the culture is. I mean, it's a very, very sexy culture. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and make my purchase this weekend. Uh, God willing, God willing, but I definitely am going to get those two. Those two, well, one I know is beautiful. The other one, we're still going to discuss. Well, I'll tell you what. Go ahead, tell us about the new one before we go ahead and touch on the last two that we'll
Yeah,
touch on. Tell us about the recent the recent one, Escandalo.
Scandalo took over a year to make, and it was because we did a bunch of versions that all smelled really good, but they didn't smell like they matched the inspiration. Like they didn't smell like what I had pictured in my head. So it's all right, back to the drawing board. Let's go again. And so the top opens up, and there's like a foliage accords. It's like very bright, very tropical, very green. And then there's limon dulce in the top and blue tansy. So it's very fresh, very crisp. Like right when you spray it on, it feels very cold. And then as it moves down into the base, there's guava, and the guava is balanced with vetiver to give it some earthiness.
Mhm.
But the supporting florals are rose de mai absolute and jasmine absolute, which we're using the natural material. It's very expensive, but it's also like it's really bold. Like when you smell a rose absolute, there's nothing else like it. It's like its own perfume. So it adds a ton of body and like luxury. It just feels very, very rich. And then this fragrance, we're going to be the first company to use this ingredient called Dominican daisy. No other company's used it before. No other perfumer has put it in a perfume, but it's a flower that grows in the Dominican Republic. And when you crush it up and you smell it, it doesn't even smell like a flower. It smells like bubble gum, which is like kind of wild. Like it's pretty trippy. Like it's amazing. Like if you smell it, it would blow your mind. And that adds this like playful sweetness to the mid. So usually when you have like real rose and real jasmine together, it can get very mature, like really quickly. But this Dominican daisy just keeps it like sweet and playful. But there's no sugar materials in there. Like normally when you're putting some sweetness into a fragrance, you're using like a maltol or an ethyl maltol, like a sugar chemical. But this is not that. When you smell that like bubble gum in there, it's
Yeah.
Dominican daisy, like it's an actual flower. So it's kind of wild. And then like I said, we wanted to keep the base real sensual, very sexy. So we used eaglewood and agarwood for our ouds in the base, and they balance nicely with the florals. So if you're not into ouds, this is not going to gross you out. You still be able to enjoy this. And then there's some sandalwood also in the base to keep everything like real smooth. So when you spray it on, like I said, if it feels almost clean like a detergent, but then like peeking underneath is like that sensuality that just wants to like come out. So I formulated with this thought in my mind, like I'm thinking about my wife and I'm thinking about bachata. And, it's like there's an innocence there because you're dancing with like a loved one. You're dancing, I'm dancing in my head, I'm dancing with my wife, right? So there's like an innocence, but bachata is like extremely sexy. So I was trying to balance it with that, like that sensuality, that just that dirtiness, like
Yeah.
raunchy, nasty, filthy sexiness. You know what I mean? But perfectly innocent.
Man, I can't wait. I really can't wait to get my nose on it. I know that it's going to be amazing. I know that it will be. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And I
It
see
sounds
here in
like
the chat, we've got quite a few people that's ordering discovery sets. That's in the chat right now. We've got some people that's making orders right now.
yeah,
So yeah, you guys, please support them. I mean, trust me, out of all 9 fragrances, honestly, I mean, there's not one fragrance in here that's like, eh. I mean, they are all really good. Like you were gonna want to buy everything that you smell. Like you're gonna want to buy them. Wow, Michael, man, you've got some amazing work, man. And I'm so happy that I've been able to experience and smell your work that you have here. And one more that I want to discuss, James, before
yeah,
you go into something that you want to discuss as well, is what was your inspiration for Silent Whisper?
yeah.
Midnight Whisper or Silent
Hey,
Rescue?
Silent Rescue. I'm sorry,
Solid
Silent
risk.
Rescue. Yeah.
Silent Rescue. I really love the note of frankincense, and I wanted to do a frankincense and myrrh, but I wanted to do it. Usually when you get like an incense, you get something that's like a little bit darker, smokier, and I wanted to go like kind of fresh and go with the citrus sort of facets of frankincense. So we're using frankincense from Oman, and so we use a huge overdose of it. There's a huge overdose of it in there, and then a lot of citrus and peppers at the top, and a really expensive musk accord in the base. It's very frankincense forward. So if you don't like that note, you're gonna hate Silent Rescue. But if you're into incense, you'll absolutely love it. It's funny because when people review like the whole house, like if you go on YouTube and you just search Day 3 and you watch like the house reviews, Silent Rescue is always either number 1 or number 9, but nowhere in between, depending on whether or not you like that incense note.
Yeah,
I mean, it's beautiful, to be honest. I mean, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
definitely enjoy it. I like
yeah.
frankincense and myrrh, to be honest with you. I'm a spicy guy. Take it how you will, but honestly, I think that the benzoin did. I think that the benzoin did a great job of kind of evening it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a deeper. It's still a deeper. Some people would kind of. I could see why people would. It would be off-putting to some. If you're not used to that. How do you say that strength of a spice, that strength of that type of smell? I definitely could see how they would put it at the back.
Yeah,
and
usually the
what
customers that pick up a bottle are like niche heads, like the people that are like super into niche. Will pick up a Silent Rescue. But if you're just sort of getting into niche, this is your first time trying a niche perfume, Silent Rescue might not be the one for you.
I
I
tell
mean,
you
I
that.
think it's beautiful. I mean, and honestly, I think it's beautiful. I mean, maybe it's because I've been in this fragrance game for quite a few years now, and my nose has developed enough to where I can truly appreciate it. But honestly, I mean, it's gorgeous, and honestly, everything, all 9 fragrances are completely unisex. Like women, you can
Yeah.
wear every
Definitely.
fragrance in here. You can wear them all. It's nothing where it's going to be like, well, this leans more masculine. Like, honestly, these are the definition of unisex fragrances. Men and women can pull them off, no
Yeah.
problems. It's not going to be anything in here. You're going to be like, well, damn. No. Women can wear everything in it. All 9 fragrances women can wear.
I would find it attractive on them too. I love how the 9 of them. It almost has like a like you have the light, and then it goes to all the way down to the dark deeper deeper fragrances like your Ambar
Mm.
Dominicana and your Silent Rescue. And they may be soft, but you can tell that the notes make it a deeper, darker
Mhm.
fragrance. You know what I'm saying? And man, I love the selection. Like where you can go from here to here. You can kind of find and pick your pace, pick what style. I mean, it's definitely from fragrances from both ends of the spectrum. To be honest with you, it's really good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, some houses have like a house smell or like a house DNA where a lot of things start to smell similar, but we try to stay really authentic to our inspirations. So if something inspires us, we tackle that inspiration like 100%. And because all of our inspirations are kind of different, you know, one is inspired by a quiet moment with a cigar, and one is inspired by a vacation, you know, and so on and so forth. And so what happens is you get a lot of scents that end up smelling like completely different. And I like that because, you know, when somebody smells something, you might not love everything from day three, but chances are there's probably one in there that's going to resonate with you because all nine are so different from each other.
Right. Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Nothing smells out of all nine fragrances. Nothing smells like any of the other ones. Like everything is different. So for every nose palette, you know, that's out there, there's a fragrance in this discovery set that will resonate with you no matter where you are on your scent journey, whether you're a novice or you've been in this thing for umpteen years. Like there's something in here for everybody. Like I don't care where you are along your journey, there's something in here for everybody. At least one. I'm gonna say multiple, but there's at least one that will resonate with you no matter what. So
Yeah.
wow.
Got a little Spanish lesson here. Escándalo means scandalous in Spanish. So
Correct.
scandalous like that bachata dance, huh?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of love in the chat right now, Michael. I mean,
See that,
you're
and I
getting a
appreciate
lot
it.
of high praises, and all the praises that you get are well deserved.
Thank you.
This isn't anything that's hyped up, or Michael didn't send us anything, to review or anything like that. These
We
discovery
got
sets, bottles, everything are paid for with our own money.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't send us anything. So, for people that get out there and say, oh, well, they're only talking to him because he probably gave them all the stuff. No, no, we paid for all this ourselves, and we love his work so much. Is the reason why we wanted to bring him on and talk to him, is because he just has amazing work. You know, I found out about you, and I'm pretty sure some of the other people here as well found out about you through Ross, from TLTG Reviews. Shout out to Ross. I mean, Ross is our guy,
I
and
have used this code, as a matter of fact, at TLTG20. Not sure if it's still available, but I definitely used it on my two bottles. All right. And hey, I was not
Yeah,
disappointed.
I'm not sure if it is or not. I think it was supposed to be like a 2 week code, but we kept it for quite a while. I don't know if it's still running or not, but there is, like, if you sign up for our website, there's a discount code available. If you buy a discovery set, you get a discount code
Yeah.
sent to you. So they're definitely out there for sure.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so
we
yeah, I mean that's how I discovered your house, and man, I'm so happy that I did. To be honest with you, I'm so happy that I did. And James, I know that there's a fragrance that you want to discuss. So which one do you want to talk about next, my brother?
well, honestly, we already discussed La Tacita. Well, we discussed La Tacita Cafe, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
All right. So the only one left to talk about at this point is Bonnie.
Bonnie, yes, sir. Yeah, that's where my wife grew up in the Dominican Republic. It's a town in DR, and they're known for their mangoes. So, like, every year they have a mango festival, and my mother-in-law was going through some old black and white photos, and she shows me this photo, and it's this little girl, and she's eating a mango, and she's holding a piece of sugar cane, and she's like eating the mango over a bucket. And I say, "Who's that?" She says, "That's your wife." And so, as picture of my wife as a little kid, and I could almost smell this picture. And so I said, "All right, you know what? Let's do a mango and sugar cane, and we'll call it Bani." And so we used the scent of mangoes from Bani, and an actual, like, sugar cane, not a sugar note, like a not like a cotton candy note, but like actual earthy sugar cane. And yeah, we blended it up, and it's become one of our favorites. My wife has it as a scent of the day today, in fact.
She did.
It's a beautiful scent. I've worn this several times, and my 13-year-old daughter She loves this. I mean, she wears it to school.
Nice. She's got
I
great
mean,
taste.
yeah, I mean, she's become a frag head just like her dad. Like she goes to school and
Nice.
like, wow, you probably smell better than the entire school, teachers, principals, everybody.
Yeah.
Because she could, she comes in my room in the mornings and she just looks at it and I'm just like, just do your thing. And she's picked this up on multiple occasions and it is beautiful. I mean, even the bottles, you guys, like the bottles are really nice. They're heavy bottles,
Yeah.
metal caps,
Yeah.
pressurized atomizers. I mean, look at the atomizers, guys.
Oof.
Like,
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
That's
It's
yeah, I
great.
mean, yeah. I mean, you're getting quality from top to bottom, guys. I mean, seriously, you're getting quality with everything,
And a
from the
great box.
packaging, everything. I mean, the bottles. I mean, everything about Day Three fragrance. Honestly, it screams quality, class, sophistication, and for the
Yes.
pricing of where he's at now, guys. Trust me, you need to take advantage of the pricing while you can, because you're not going to find
No.
this type of quality at this price. You're just not going to find it, guys. And I'm not just saying that, just because we have Michael on, but honestly, it's top notch. It's top notch.
Oh yeah. Jay, you still got your box?
I do, but I do not have it close to me right now.
Ah. Well, it's similar to the build of the
Of the
Discovery Set.
Discovery set, yeah.
Comes in tight fit, styrofoam in the back. Pull it out, slide it back in as needed. I set mine on the shelf, so my box is to the side, but beautiful, y'all. What's going on, Sally? What's
What's up,
going on,
Sally?
Josh?
What's up, Josh? I mean, you're getting some love in here tonight, Mike. I mean, you got Discovery sets going, pre-orders of Escandalo are happening right now. So yeah, I mean, you guys, trust me, you're not going to be disappointed at all in any of the fragrances that you're gonna purchase. I mean, it's quality. It's
So,
beautiful, guys. I mean, the
nice. And
ingredients. I mean, just natural ingredients. I mean, it's honestly, Mike, bro, you're underselling yourself on your prices, man. I know people might kill me for it,
Jay,
but
Jay,
I,
Jay, chill.
not yet. Not yet.
I need some time, all right? I need some time.
hey, I'm just saying, man. I mean,
Well, listen, everyone that
yesterday's
ordered,
price ain't today's price, bro.
I
if you're
know.
in the chat right now, or if you're watching right now and you ordered something, like don't forget to hit us up on Instagram or someplace and just let us know what you thought, because like what you're ordering right now, I'm gonna make that with my own hands, and I just want to hear from you. Just let me know, like if it resonated with you, if you liked it. We don't have somebody that like answers our social media. Like if you hit us up on social media, it's gonna be myself or my wife that answers you back. So we want you in the Day Three family. So don't forget, to hit us up. Don't just buy it and then disappear. Like we want to know.
Yeah, and I can vouch for what he's saying, because when I reached out to Michael a few months back, honestly, he responded back to me literally in like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Oh snap!" Like, okay, what do I do next? Because I honestly wasn't expecting for me to get a response. Because I'm like, okay, we're just a small startup channel, and this guy's probably going to be like, yeah, whatever. I got bigger fish to fry. But no, I mean, he immediately responded and was very nice, very kind, and said, yes, I would love to come on your platform. He just had a lot of things going on, and I was like, okay, once our schedules and everything can line up, we'll make it happen. And here we are today. Like, Michael is honestly, he's all about customer service. He's a man of his word, and if he's telling you to let him know, please, y'all, let him know what you think, because that's only going to not only help him, but it's also going to help the community to get his fragrances out there, to more and more people, with the by having more engagement. So
Yeah,
please,
and it's
guys.
personal to me too. Like these are my personal inspirations. Like a lot of these are like my family, my culture, and I love knowing that someone else is going to share in that. Like, and I'm genuinely interested if somebody is enjoying it or what they think about it. It's not just a customer service thing, but it's just a people thing. Like I just want to know. I want to know like how it made you feel, like genuinely.
Yeah. This comment right here. I tried the Discovery set last week, and I couldn't function after. I was in disbelief and shock at how good the fragrances were. It took me a while to reset. Quality is crazy.
Thank you.
It's and he's not. There's no lie. Like seriously, I mean, with me just coming back to him and smelling them again today, I'm just having that same olfactory experience that I had when I first put my nose on it when I first got this discovery set. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, the biggest thing about it is that when you go to these indie niche perfumers like yourself and whatnot, thing is that they're still making perfumes of such quality that even if you don't know the story or the background behind the fragrance, you still get a story of your own from
Mm.
experiencing it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. That's where the creativity lies. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, and y'all, I'm telling you, these awards that they're winning, they're going to shows and winning. How many awards have y'all won in the past couple of years?
So we've been open for 2 years, and we've got 3 awards right now.
And it's not
Wow.
by mistake. I
Uh,
mean, you may have heard him
four.
say he was
We,
surprised.
we we just won one last week, but I
Yep.
like I'm trying to keep up. It was like a magazine award, like somebody awarded us something at four. There's four.
Is it the one
Wow.
that you got perfumer of the
Perfumer of the year was at the Pineapple Fragrance Fest,
pineapple? Okay.
and there was best amber fragrance for Ask Men magazine, and that was Ambar Dominicano.
Of course. I love it.
Yeah, Filosofia won best fall fragrance. We had 7 nominations. Bonnie won a bunch of nominations for summer fragrance and fruity fragrance, and then we've got the Golden Pear, which is like the art and olfaction. That's like the Oscars of perfumery. That's the big one.
And it wasn't by
Um,
accident, y'all. It wasn't by
no.
accident. Don't let his humility fool you. You know, he's a Christian man, so humility is key. But forget all that for the moment. Just get your nose on the set. You'll understand why they are getting nominated and winning awards because these are some beautiful fragrances. You know, honestly, we've had
Absolutely.
several people on here, and everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody, for the most part, makes really good fragrances. But as we've said, being considered at times niche snobs and whatnot, it's the journey it takes you on, you know, and the journey or the thoughts that run through your head while you experience some of these are just some that are just common, you know, just common thoughts. It takes you to common places in your mind where you've either been to the beach, you know, you've been to the cigar lounge, you know, you've been to that coffee shop, you know, and it's just these fragrances are an experience. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean they
They're
really
hell of
are. They really are, and it is a journey that you go on with these fragrances. I mean, even from the time when I spent some time in Cap Cana with my wife, and these fragrances, it is the culture of the Dominican Republic. I mean, they truly are. They embrace the culture of the Dominican Republic. Some of the best food I've ever had in my life came from DR. It's some of the best food, seriously. Like everything there is just so natural. It's so fresh. I didn't want to leave, to be honest. I really didn't want to leave. And matter of fact, my wife and I are planning to purchase a retirement home there, so that way, when it's time for us to go ahead and sit down, we're just gonna put our feet up in the sand and enjoy the Dominican culture. I mean, that's just what it is. And
See, Mike. See, I love my co-host and everything, but he always selling me on something. If
Yeah.
he's not selling me on a scent or whatnot, selling me on culture. Now he trying to sell me on possibly
Did you say that you're single? You're a
Dominican
single
woman.
guy?
I'm a single guy. He
Oh
trying to.
man, you have to find yourself a Dominican woman. Well, let's start there first of all.
I dated one back in the day. I might have to see if her number still works, man.
wow. So, what part of the Dominican Republic is your wife from, Michael?
So she was born in Bani, and she grew up in the capital.
Oh, in Santo Domingo. Okay, okay. Yeah, my wife. She was born in Santiago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, she was born in Santiago, and she came to the U.S. and moved to New York. Pretty much like all Dominicans when they're young.
Yeah.
New York is the place where they land first, and
My wife did too. Yeah.
yeah, I mean
Well,
that's just where they go.
And
Yeah,
then, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean the culture there is really like no other. I mean, really, it's like no other, and I enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah, and I love my family. I really, really do. Like my wife's family just sort of like adopted me in, and it's just such a good feeling to have that like that warm family culture. And the more I'm like immersed in it, the more I want to share it. And unfortunately, with perfume, you have a lot of like European focus, a lot of Middle Eastern focus, but there's so many outrageously good aromatic uh like Latin American just experiences, and I don't feel like there's enough of that in perfumery. So we want to bring a little taste of that, authentic culture to perfumery, because why isn't Dominican daisy something that's used all the time? Why isn't limon dulce? Why isn't there more guava? Why there should be more, because it's beautiful, like it's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, no,
Well,
they don't need to be more, Michael, because this is you got your stamp on that. So let them keep doing what they're doing, and you keep bringing this to everybody and setting
Fair enough.
yourself apart and keep winning all these awards. That's the reason why you're winning so many awards, Michael, because
Be.
you're not doing the running the mill of what everybody else is doing. You're doing things outside of the box.
that's right.
And honestly, that's what, in my opinion, that's what perfumery is. It's thinking outside the box. It's
Yeah.
not, taking something that everybody else is doing and say, okay, I'm just going to take this note out and put this note in, and now I'm going to call it something different.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to think outside the box, but at the same time be very authentic. You know what I mean? Like authentic to the culture. And that's important to us. And then the other thing is too, is like wearability is very important to us. Um, uh, Unfortunately, indie perfumery has this reputation where you think indie perfume, you think something very challenging or very difficult to wear. I've even heard indie perfumers say, my stuff is not supposed to smell good. I'm an indie perfumer. And I don't think that that's right. I think if you're making a perfume for someone to wear on their body, like you want somebody to feel good, like confident when they're wearing it. You want them to get compliments. And so for us, wearability is very, very important, and then that authenticity is very important. And we just feel like if you have an inspiration and you remain authentic to that inspiration, you can't miss. Like that's you can't go wrong. It's also comforting for me too as an artist. Like no one can really criticize or critique my work like with TDC, La Tacita de Cafe. I've heard people say, well, it should smell more like coffee. And I'm like, no, it actually smells like my mom's house. So I know that I nailed it. You know what I mean? So for me as an
Right.
artist, I'm satisfied with it because I know that I nailed that inspiration. So yeah, I think authenticity and wearability, man, those are two things that are gonna keep us going.
Well, the funny thing is you say indie, but y'all are indie niche because your niche is Dominican fragrance. You know what I'm saying? Dominican smells. That is your niche. That's your lane.
Yeah.
So you just keep leading the way because right now, like you said, there's nobody else really doing it. So hey, that's why it's your niche. Keep it as your niche, and you will continue to stand out, win awards for creativity, and mainly for the creativity that nobody else has smelt this outside of those that may be of the culture.
Mhm.
And
Right.
that's fine. Keep monopolizing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Keep a monopoly on these fragrances.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm seeing a question asking, what's our current favorites that we've tried. I mean, man, Bani, Del Mar, Filosofia, Ambar Dominicano. Man,
Lots. Yep.
it's just so many. I mean, honestly, it's just they're all so good. I mean, seriously, they're all so good. It's amazing to find a fragrance house and where everything that you're smelling is really, really good fragrances. Like honestly, it's hard to find that. We've done some other, fragrance houses, and I'm not going to say any names. And yeah, it was to a point where I got frustrated on the live. I got frustrated with what I was smelling because it was disappointing.
Oh yeah.
It was disappointing, to be honest. And there was
Yeah.
more than one house that we reviewed, and it was no, no, everything in there was not good at all.
Hey, and they're charging a lot more than you are, my brother. So hey, like I said,
Well, I'm gonna wait for you to get your bottles, and then I'm gonna up the
Yeah,
price.
when we get these bottles, yeah, we definitely got to bring you back on. Definitely got to bring you back on to discuss it. Because I'm trying to find one more here. It looks like Mr. Clark is talking about Midnight Whisper.
Yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
I
I'll be
don't think.
honest with you, Jay. I
Yeah,
literally could find a reason to wear all nine of your fragrances. For me, I think all of them are really good. If I had to choose one that I would probably wear less, it would be Say Less because of I'm a Iris fan, but not too much Iris.
Okay.
And in that sense, it's not like it's heavy, but for my nose at this point, am I evolving into, my olfactory evolving? Um, yeah, it's just a tad bit more than what I've been enjoying lately. You know what I'm
That's fair.
saying? But
Hmm.
it's still a very good fragrance. That probably be my number nine at this point. That could change next month. I could smell scandal. What is it? Scandaleo?
Scandalo.
Scandal.
Scandalo.
And it could change everything. But yeah, all nine of them have a purpose.
yeah, yeah. Really, they do. Michael, seriously, man. I mean, I can't give you enough praises on your work. I mean, I really can't. I don't want to keep sounding like a broken record. But my thing is just giving people, their just due. And honestly, I mean, one thing about me, and for the people that are watching, they know how I am. I don't oversell anything. I don't, get on here and just try and, puff something up just because, if I'm gonna say that it's good and I'm gonna say, damn, you know what, you need to try this. They know that, it's something special if I'm gonna say, hey, guys, you need to really, get your nose on this. And guys, seriously, day three fragrances, seriously, guys, you need to get your nose on it because there's nothing else out there like it. I promise you. You're not going to find anything else out there like it. The quality is amazing. The prices are just as amazing as the fragrance. And Michael, and his wife, in the company of Day Three, I mean, they're top notch people. So,
Thank you.
guys, seriously, you need to, get your nose on it, get a discovery set. And I promise you, once you get a discovery set, the bottles will start to follow that purchase. So I stand behind that. I stand behind
I'm about to have about five of them. So yeah,
it.
seriously.
So, is there anything that you would like to wait? Hold on, I had us going on doing the cart with the coupon, and it was showing the discount, and now it looks like it is no longer.
Oh
That
yeah, yeah.
discount
Just a heads up for people. The discount won't work on the Scandalo because it's on pre-order sale. So
mhm.
it's going to launch at 150, but right now we have it marked at 110 for pre-orders. So that's
Hop
you know
on it now.
Yeah, get it now. Yeah, at 110, that's a steal.
I
yeah,
mean,
and
with the Ross thing, it was 108 for the other one. So I mean, you're still in the same ballpark. Get it now, or be sorry later.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, but definitely, like the one last thing I would say, just follow us on Instagram and anywhere else you can, Facebook and that kind of thing, because we love staying in touch. You know what I mean? We love like seeing the stories, and people will post like stories. I got to like compliment on this, or my daughter stole that bottle from me, and like we just love seeing that. So
Yeah.
definitely give us a follow. We'll follow you back, and be part of the Day Three community.
Hint, hint, Jay. My daughter stole my bottle from me.
yeah, that's happened to me on more than one occasion. Yeah, more than one occasion. My daughters have found their way to have my bottles grow legs and just kind of find its way out of my room sometimes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the
absolutely.
number one compliment that I really like getting is like when people hit us up and they tell us that their husband stole their bottle or their wife stole their bottle. Or like I had to give it to my cousin because he kept talking about it, so I gave my bottle away. Like so, we have a lot of repeat customers that come back and buy the same bottle because someone took it from them. I'm like, that's a great compliment. It's a great compliment because it's like that's the one person you spend the most time with, and if they love your fragrance that much, like that's just a good feeling to know. Like it just gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
For sure.
And Denny, I don't think that it's sold out.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's anything is sold out as far as the pre-sale. I just think, in regards to the code, you're just not going to be able to get a discount since it's already for pre-sale at 110. So no, I don't think that it's sold out.
Yeah, when it launches, you'll be able to use a code for it, but then it's going to launch at 150. So it's like getting it right now is still the best deal. But if you're not into blind buying, like I said, we usually discourage blind buying. We want people to try it on their skin. We don't want you to be disappointed or anything like that. But if you insist on a blind buy, like now is the time because you save some money.
Now, when this one launches, will you include it in the discovery sets?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah, we want to keep the discovery set so that you'll be able to try absolutely everything. Here's the thing. We're probably going to discontinue Midnight Whisper. So if you like Midnight Whisper, get it now before it goes away.
I thought you said you were thinking about this discontinuing. What was it? I thought it was Downtown Deja Vu for some reason. Ah, okay.
Midnight Whisper, yeah.
Remember you mentioned something about stopping something on Ross's Live or whatnot. I think, and I misunderstood. I misheard. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, Midnight Whisper is the there's a couple of ingredients in Midnight Whisper that are just getting very difficult to get and to keep in stock. And then for us as like a very, very small company, like keeping up with all the fragrances is becoming more and more difficult. Like we have to stock everything like in our lab. And so we're coming out with a winter release also. I'm doing something for my daughter. We're probably going to launch it at Scent Explorer in New York. And so with that in mind, we're going to drop Midnight Whisper and we'll add the new one to the catalog in December.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it's going to be strictly, wintertime scent.
Yeah, it's going to be everything that she really likes. She's such a cool part of this company. Like she travels around with us. She tests out all the fragrance. Like she always wears like all the gear, like all the time. Like she's got like custom Nikes that she wears. They're like day 3 Nikes, and
I thought those were yours. The ones that say day.
No, the whole crew, the whole crew is gonna have.
Okay. So I was like, my man's in style with these dunks. Yeah, with day 3 on the back. I said, ain't that something?
Yeah, I got my day 3 dunks, and then I got some actually made for Bunny. So they're mango colored, and they've got like the mango leaf colored swoosh, and they actually say like Bunny on them. They're pretty dope, actually.
Nice.
Wow.
My wife made me promise not to show them off before Lisbon. We're going out to Lisbon for the Art and Olfaction Awards. I'm speaking at a big summit there, and she was like, "You better not put those out there before Lisbon." She's like, "Make them a surprise." So promised her I would. But yeah, no, the new release is going to be for my daughter. The upcoming winter release is going to be like all of her favorite notes. And if you can imagine a perfumer creating a fragrance for a queen, like I'm going to go all out on this for my daughter. She deserves it, and I love her with all my heart. And this is going to be a really personal fragrance to me, and they all are. But this one is going to mean a lot to me.
So when you launch at Scent Explorer, so that's when it's basically you can just go on the website and just order on that particular day.
Yeah, and we'll have it at Scent Explorer. So if you come by our table and come visit, we'll have it there.
Okay, yeah, because actually, I do plan on making it out to Scent Explorer this year. So
you should. It's a lot of fun, man. There's
I've never been. So this year, I was talking with my wife, and I was like, I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be this year. I know it's sometime in December. I said, but once I know, what the exact dates are, then we'll go ahead and we'll start booking flights and hotels.
It's an experience. It is.
I heard it's going to be. I think it's the second weekend of December. I think they're going to get, if I'm not mistaken, like the 11th or whatnot. But yeah.
Could very well be. I don't know what the dates are offhand. I know that they are going to make it 3 days this year instead of 2. So it's going to be a long event. I know that it's going to be much bigger this year than it was last year, which is mind blowing because it was huge last year. So it's going to be quite the experience. If you're in the area at all, or you can make it to Scent Explorer, you have to. Like if you're fragrance fanatic, just once in your life, you have to be at Scent Explorer.
Well, God willing, I'll be there this year, so I look forward to it. I look forward to going out there.
Day 3 is going to be there, and we really want to meet you, so you have to come and see us.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. We Miss Carla She said, "Have a great night. See you later, Miss Carla." But
Have a
yeah,
good night, Miss Heather.
oh, Miss, I said I keep calling her Carla Warsaw, but yeah, Miss Heather. I don't know why I keep doing that.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you want to say to the people before we let you go, Michael?
No,
Yeah,
just that I appreciate you. You know, we're a small family. Like when you make a sale, like we see your name, like we feel the excitement when we ship it out. We're excited for you. Like we want to hear from you, and it's just that we appreciate you and just thank you. Like if you've ever purchased anything from day three, thank you. Like it means a lot to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I get my bottle, trust me, as soon as I get it out of the mailbox, I'm immediately spraying, and I'm gonna, yo, Mike, you got
Awesome.
another one. Like I'm gonna let you know for sure,
for
Very
sure.
cool.
100%. I'll let you know. You
And
know,
I will definitely
whether
mess.
good, bad, or indifferent, I'm gonna let you know. You'll
I'm a,
always get 100% honesty out of us over here. So,
Excellent.
but I know it's gonna be great. Your work speaks for itself.
Thank
But you'll always get a 100% honest. Um, um, I'm not even gonna say review, but I'm gonna say a conversation, because we don't look at ourselves as fragrance reviewers or an influencer or anything like that. We just love the art of fragrance and perfumery, and we just love to come up here and have great conversation about it. So, we just consider ourselves fragrance conversationists, and we just love to just bring new things to the people, and talk to people that have similar passions about perfumery the way that we do.
Nice. Very cool.
we do have one last question, Mike. We'll go ahead and ask this for Denny since he's been pretty active in the chat. Will you have a travel size or decant size for Escandalo?
Yeah, we'll have a 10 mil that comes out. We have a 10 mil of everything. I don't know if the 10 mils will be available right on launch date, and that's just going to be a matter of whether or not the labels come in time. But yeah, we will have a 10 mil available for Escandalo.
Now,
Okay.
speaking of labels, will they still all have the same label on all your bottles, or are you going to do something different
Yeah, no,
for that one?
I really love that label. We had our label company make a 3-layered label for us. So that label is like there's like an outer coating that protects it, and then there's the textured paper. But on the inside, there's kind of like an Easter egg. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if you flip the bottle around and you look at it from the back,
Yep.
you'll see the day
Oh,
three
yeah. Hmm.
charter verse in there from Genesis, where it's like God is making everything on day three, and then
Yeah.
there's a white flower on the corner. So if you ever put it on a shelf and there's a light shining behind it, there's actually a white floral that'll like light up through your label.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Attention to detail.
Clever.
yeah.
Attention to detail.
The whole thing has to be an experience. Like I want the labels to have like little secrets, and the cap has to feel like good, like heavy. It just the whole thing has to be an experience from the unboxing to the way it smells, like because it's fun.
Yeah,
It's part of the fun.
absolutely. Well, Michael, brother, thank you so much. I know that you're a busy man, and we don't take your time for granted at all. And we just want to say thank you for taking your time out to come in, hang out with us for a little bit, and
Anytime.
give us more insight, in regards to your brand and your fragrances, and you know, man, I just thank you, man. I appreciate you. You're a wonderful,
Anytime.
wonderful person, man, and I look forward to just experiencing more of your work, because I know that this is only the beginning for you, man. I see a lot of great things for you on the horizon, Michael, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. You're really going to do some great things in this fragrance space.
Thank you. I appreciate both of you. Thank you so much for inviting me on. Actually, this was a really good time. So, anytime, let me know. We'll do it again.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
Sure.
Jim. Do you have any last words, brother?
No, man. Exquisite house, exquisite fragrances. Loved experiencing them, Pauls. From 1 through 9, all of them. Like I said, I will definitely shoot you a message once I've finished obtaining all the ones I want to have full bottles on, and at which point you feel free to, turn it into tomorrow's price.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But yeah, man, no, no, definitely a great experience with the house, great experience with the fragrances, and a great experience, finding, learning a little more about the house its origins. The daughter, such an inspirational daughter. From pushing without knowing, and now you're building a fragrance for her and whatnot, and
Right.
your wife. I mean, it's good to find out these little things about houses because those intricacies, those little details make the consumers more willing to support and purchase things. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is a 10 mil, when you know that it's backed by such love, such
Mhm.
I mean, everything that's put into it, you want to help those smaller companies that are based on better things. You know what I'm saying? You want to help them out. It kind of pulls you into wanting to be a part of their growth.
Hmm.
And that's why we loved having you on here. That's why the experience was good. Everything. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Michael, thank you so much, man. Much love to you and your family,
Thank you.
and many blessings, man, because I know that God's going to do something beautiful for you and your company
I
and your
appreciate
family.
that.
So
Thank you.
I appreciate everything, brother. Thank you so much, Michael.
All right. You
We'll
guys
be
have a
in
good night.
touch. Thank you. You too.
You too, man. All right.
Yes, sir. That was great, man. Great conversation tonight. Great conversation. Absolutely. Gotta we buy and support
Man,
Italians and French perfumers that support our own. You're absolutely right.
you darn right.
100%, Laura.
Hmm.
100%. Absolutely. And Laura, I know once you get your discovery set, you're gonna be in for a real treat. I promise you,
Oh yeah. She
real
gonna be
treat.
like she buys your shops. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah. She's gonna immediately start, loading up the cart with a
Uh,
few of these fragrances, man. I know that for a fact.
for
I
sure.
know that for a fact.
Look, the BDKs and all the jury jobs and then all the day threes. Watch.
Yeah, yeah, he's got some great work, man. Like seriously, man, I'm excited for the new release to come in, man. I'm really excited for the new release to
Yeah,
come in.
it looks like it's gonna be a banger, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to try it, man. Seriously,
And
I'm gonna be like a kid on Christmas, man.
I used to actually bachata, Jay. Hey, no lie, no lie. I actually used to with my ex, and man. So when he said that the fragrance is supposed to kind of will draw you in, it's supposed to be endearing, seductive, like the dance. I'm I'm low key excited. No lie.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be some good stuff, bro. Like seriously, it's gonna be some good stuff, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. So, with that being said, man, any last words for everybody that joined in tonight?
Uh, no, to be honest with you, just yeah, man. Appreciate you guys for coming out, man. As usual, always enjoy y'all supporting us. We thank you for spending a small time of your day with us. You could be anywhere at this time, but you chose to be here with us, and for that we thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We've got some exciting things, still left to come, man. I mean, we've got some really good things coming up here in the future, and I appreciate you guys taking your time out to really rock out with us. Everybody's got things going on in their lives and things that we got to do, and places we got to be. But you guys chose to, take your time out to listen to what we have to say, and we greatly appreciate that. So again, thank you guys. And as always, let every sip be a sip of inspiration and every sniff lead to a new discovery. Thank you guys for everything. Good night.
Good night. All right, y'all.